show too much or what, dude?
Yeah, because I had to finish it last night in the morning, and then I was like, oh my god, it's bittersweet. They're all crying, leaving, and all that. And then I was like, man, what am I gonna do now?
All right, everybody, welcome to Hot Couch Potato, the podcast where we talk about video games and Japanese reality TV shows. My name is Brent, aka Boo Up. I'm here with my man's Rick, aka A New Perfect Day. What's going on, man?
Not much. Just got done binge watching Terrace House. That it's pretty popular, surprisingly. Like a lot of people we know watched it, and then I was like, okay, I gotta go with Brent's recommendation on watching the show. But the thing is, I don't like awkward situations, and this whole series
It's an awkward situation.
Awkward. So you feel the pain. Oh, and that's the thing too. I'm a Cancer, by the way, is my horoscope, and so I tend to empathize with a lot of things. So when a guy pursues a girl to the hardest, puts his whole body and soul out there, and then only for the girl to reject him or to just spoiler alert, to call their ex at the middle of a dinner date and ask for advice to pursue this ex so that the guy can sit there in pain and wear a hat, supporting from the shadows. I thought that was completely awkward, and oh my god. The show, I can see where the addiction is. You start to connect with all these people and you start to connect with all of their awkwardness. So basically, I'm I don't know. I'm feeling empty because I completely finished the season. Yeah, and I can't connect with anybody, and now I'm watching what I say, and I think I've been conditioned to to survive in the Japanese culture. So when I go over there, you got to be very, very sensitive to how what you say and how you approach people, because I don't know, whatever you say may not mean anything 2 seconds later, and they might misinterpret it, have a misunderstanding, and get super offended, and then, I don't know.
Dude, that show messes with you for real. Because remember I told you when someone asked me something and I thought it was cool, and I said Sugoi in my head? It was because I was watching Terrace House too much, man.
I know, I was starting to bow a little bit.
That, and then whenever you're about to eat and shit, you think in your head itadakimasu and shit, man.
Yeah.
They always do that before they fucking eat. And half the time on this show they're eating, dude, or going to some fancy restaurant, dude. That's so funny, man.
Yeah, and it's funny too. Yesterday I just caught myself. I was making rice and fish sticks, and I was pulling out the silverware, and then I think 30 seconds later after eating, I realized I was using chopsticks, motherfucker. I was using my chopsticks. Shit. I was like, what the hell? I'm supposed to be using my
You
fork?
wanted to immerse yourself, dude. Immerse yourself.
Yep.
You wanted to be in the house with them, dude, and eat with chopsticks. Oh, man. But if you haven't seen it yet, definitely look for Terrace House on Netflix. Check out Boys and Girls in the City first. Aloha State isn't that good comparatively, but if you're gonna watch something and just have awkward times with it, definitely check out the first season of Terrace House. It's fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think I've spoken to anyone who's been upset by it. I think they get annoyed like you do with all the awkward situations that happen, but it's totally entertaining, man. It's just
it is
Japanese culture,
it is. Yeah, it's so completely different.
Yeah.
We're very blunt. When we do things, when we want to do things, we do it. Or we withdraw back. But over there, it's you gotta respect, and then you gotta support your own rival after they declare that they have an interest in the
girl you like.
So it's oh yeah, I support you. Go on that date. Good luck and all. I'm like, what? Who says that? I would have been fuck you. I'm going after this girl. We cannot be friends at this point.
Yeah, man. It's there's a ceremony you have to go through for anything, and things can turn from two people just going out and having lunch to be oh, was it a date? And nobody fucking knows, dude. It's
Yeah.
so funny, man. Japan, bro. So weird.
Yeah.
But without him, we wouldn't have all this great stuff like panty screen cleaners or.
We gotta go to Japan, and I'll show you those
the
vending
vending
machines.
machines. Oh god. Oh man, but yeah, man. Today is a beautiful day. It's been a beautiful week, I think, man. It was Groundhog Day this week, and I think the groundhog saw his shadow, which means there's
Oh.
what 6 more weeks of winter or something like that. But that means fuck all to us because we're in Southern California, dude. It's
Oh man.
like 75 degrees and sunny, no clouds.
No.
This whole week, dude. The best, by the way. The best.
An old horrible day.
A cold, cloudy day. It's a new perfect day, actually.
No. Old horrible day.
But yeah, video games wise, some horrible stuff happened. Some games got delayed. Well, I don't know if we're tripping too much about one, but the other for sure. Anthem got delayed. It was supposed to come out fall this year, or I think that's what they announced at E3 last year when they first showed the game. I think EA confirmed that it wasn't going to come out until early 2019, which might be the smartest move, I think. I don't think they need to be in a rush to finish that game, especially since it's supposed to be the successor for so many things that are just fucking up right now. If they take a step back and work on the game itself and perfect it, I think it could be super successful, right? Especially with how things are going with Destiny 2 right now, yeah?
Yeah.
So
Forgot about that game.
So with all the mistakes that Destiny 2 made, Destiny 1, The Division, every one of these new action RPGs just like it, Anthem can just build on that and be its own thing and be perfect. Hopefully, man. I don't know. I'm super skeptical of it, dude. Because remember how hyped we were when we saw the first trailer of The Division, dude?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like really open
was,
world. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember how excited I was. Or someone can control a drone. We're in the open city and can just do a mission here, run into some random people and fight them there. I mean, that's totally not what we got at the end of it, dude. It was something close, but it wasn't really translated. I don't think they even came out with the drones. Yeah.
No.
They
I
did.
think they removed it. Like it's supposed you're supposed to use it with your tablet or something like that.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
an app.
And you would spot enemies or just look for other things around the area. And yeah, they never added that. So weird. I wonder if they have it now since they changed so much in the game. But yeah, either way, there's a boulevard of broken dreams of all these games that could have been. We'll see if Anthem is the rightful heir to the throne for all that stuff, dude. I mean, they got me at being Iron Man, but again, I'm super skeptical, dude. Super skeptical. So we'll see. We have another year to think about it. The one that really hurts and hits hard in my heart is Red Dead Redemption 2, man.
No,
That one got delayed. I know. It's supposed to come out fall of 2017. And they came out with an article and some pictures and said, oh, hey, here's what we're working on. But this isn't coming out until 2018 in spring. So we're like, oh, okay, that's fine. That's not too far off. Plus, they gave us some new screenshots, so that's cool. Coming to 2018, we get more screenshots and another announcement that says, psych, this isn't coming out until October 26, 2018.
2020.
No, dude. Don't jinx it that much, man. I'm actually glad that we got a solid release date, right? It doesn't say fall, it doesn't say winter, it doesn't say fourth quarter 2018. We actually got a hard date, right? October 26th. So we gotta wait 8 months. Almost 9.
Damn.
For this fucking game to come out. And I can't wait.
Maybe they're in production. They're gonna start releasing it to the retailers and get them ready.
Maybe. My thinking is what they're working on right now. I think the game's finished, right? It's done.
Yeah.
But I think what they're working on is online or multiplayer. and working out how that's gonna work. Because it was, I don't know, how would it be different? I think it'd just be the same as Grand Theft Auto 5, except you can't just call a bomb strike on somebody. You know? So yeah, I don't know, man. What do you think? What do you think they could be working on right now, besides just like play testing the game and stuff?
I think it's stress testing, because like they might have said, oh, like if we get overwhelmed by so many people hopping on at the same time, and if there's like online qualities, then they're gonna have to see if they can handle the servers and all that. So I'm guessing it might be that, or maybe they found some like major bug that actually is in the core value of the game, so they have to develop this software patch before they release the game itself. You know, like maybe if you do something in a certain way, then all of a sudden the game will start crashing or give you infinite amount of items. You know, like they can only see so much with their scope, but maybe after like beta testing or no alpha testing and all that, they starting to see, okay, this we gotta fix all of these problems. But definitely maybe the online. I'm guessing the online too, because that's gonna be a major factor in, you know, like the Red Dead Redemption 2 or the first one was really good with the online, and it was pretty solid, even though the story was mainly focused on the single player, but they made a really solid multiplayer as well. So they might expand more on that multiplayer, and hopefully, you know, we'll get a release this specific October. What did you say it was? October
26th,
2019.
18. Calm down, dude.
18.
Don't jinx it, dude. Come on. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm right there with you. With Grand Theft Auto 5, you know, that came out first, and GTA Online didn't come out for a month or two afterwards, right?
Yeah.
And then even when that came out, the heists didn't come out till later. And it was super buggy when GTA Online first came out. I remember people having to recreate characters over and over and having to play through a tutorial, get frozen at a screen where you enter a car from the airport. So you're right. Maybe they could be just stress testing it and making sure everything's right from the jump, you know? I mean, I wouldn't be upset either if they dropped Red Dead Redemption, then maybe a week or two later drop the online or multiplayer, you know?
Yeah.
Just so people concentrate on the story of Red Dead first, and then they get into the multiplayer. I mean, for one, I'm not really buying Red Dead for the multiplayer. You know, that's not my top priority. It is on my list of good things about the game, but you know, I want to get to that story, man, of John Marston before we knew him in Red Dead Redemption 1, you know, and just seeing the origins of the Vanderlyn gang. I'm super hyped for that. So, either way, man, we'll see what happens. I just hope they don't delay it again, dude. I mean, although we're about to get into the games we're playing this week, and I know Monster Hunter is taking up a lot of our time. I think I just played it a little bit this morning. I'm up to almost 60 hours in a week, dude. That's like almost a full-time job playing this game, dude. It's crazy. But who knows if that'll last us until October. I'm hoping it does, but 8 months is a long time, you know?
Yeah,
So,
it is.
but yeah, man. October 26th, I'm going to burn it in my heart. We might have a countdown starting next week, actually, till October 26th. I think so far that's my most anticipated game of this year, right? I know last year there was a lot of stuff coming out, the Switch, Zelda, Mario, and all that, but this might be the one for me this year. That and Final Fantasy VII, if it ever decides to come out.
What happened to that?
Dude, 2 years ago at E3 2015, they showed the trailer. Then at PlayStation Experience 2015, they showed a gameplay trailer. We're in 2018 and we haven't heard anything since then, dude.
Shoot,
So
are
who
they
knows?
that secretive? Or
Who knows, dude? Or they're really not doing
God.
anything. What if they're really not doing anything?
They're working on Final Fantasy 16.
Shit. That'd hurt, actually, if they did that. But, so, until then, we'll be playing some games. Now, what have you been playing this week?
Definitely, I've been playing a lot of Tetris. So
You play it enough to where you close your eyes and you see the Tetris pieces falling.
But mainly been playing the Monster Hunter, and it's been about a week since it released, and it's pretty amazing. Like, it has all the qualities of an MMO, I would say, and all you need is like a social hub where everybody can just easily hop in and out and, form parties or explore maps together without having to go through that whole invite system. And Danny said there is already a MMO for Monster Hunter. And I was like, okay, well, I would like to have at least the Monster Hunter World that we're currently playing, because it's like kind of new, but just have the MMO aspect. But it's super solid so far. There's a lot of various missions to do and a lot of hunting, gathering, and building. And you're doing mostly grinding for like gear and weapons. And in order to unlock the gear, you always have to kill the monster, which has become like the common theme in the game is just hunting monsters. So basically, it's really fun too when you're hunting with different people, party members, and all that, because playing solo is good, but if you have extra people like lollygagging or setting up traps or just jumping out of the air, mounting them all the time, then, it becomes really fun. Like that last mission we played together was with the Angela, the really extreme one where you have to beat it in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was pretty awesome. So we had to beat it in 15 minutes, and it was like at a really tough difficulty. And the thing was, like, we were like fully prepared, fully stocked. I had like all of my potions that I normally don't bring. We had all the traps. You set up a trap, but we were trying to lure it, and it kept running away. So I don't know if the AI knew about that.
No, but remember, it ended up when it was trying to escape us, it ran into the trap.
Exactly. Like, we would always hit it and then like try to lure it, and then it would just run the opposite way again. And then so like you set up your traps, I set up my bombs, and I was like, man, this is gonna be perfect if you ever cross this little spot. And fortunately enough, you already knew like where he was traveling. So after a while we killed it or damaged it, and he ran into it, and I think we blew off some parts. But that was pretty intense, just playing with that kind of extreme, knowing you can die at any moment. And that was the thing, we couldn't die at it. Yeah, exactly. So my hands are sweating, and I had to turn down the volume of everything just to focus all of my attention. And I was like, man, that was pretty interesting. But mainly I got the hang of Charge Blade. It took me a while to figure it out. Like, I didn't realize, like last week, that you can actually charge the shield, then you have to charge the sword, and then you can do like that ultimate attack. But it's just, I didn't know that, so I was just playing it like how I wanted to play it. Once I figured it out,
you build up those pods and get that super strong slam.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to go like through normally just one phase. You don't really have to do the sword, but I just do it just so I can add damage. But it's like 3 phases. So charge up the shield, then the sword, then do that slam. But there's like a couple monsters also that I couldn't kill by myself, which was like one, I think it was the unicorn. It was fucking hard. I think it's the hardest fucking monster.
We just got done fighting him right now. Yeah, it's because he stuns you, and he's the closest thing to an MMO boss I think I've ever fought. Because then the ground starts to glow, and if you don't run away from it, he'll like shoot lightning at those areas, So there's spots where you have to dodge and look out. So yeah, Dark Souls boss right there.
Right there, yep. And then when you get too close, he like shocks you, and if he shocks you enough, then you become like paralyzed. And then the second one I couldn't do by myself was the Black Diablos, which you guys fortunately helped me with. You guys made it like so easy, and I didn't realize like by the end of the mission it shows like all of the stats. And I didn't realize you gathered like 40 something items while fighting.
There was a lot of ore to mine down there, dude. Come on, man.
I was like, when did you find the time to do this?
I was just there for moral support, dude.
But Yeah, we took it down together, and which was really fun. Reminding me that it has to be with a team kind of thing. Because
Yeah.
lately I've been playing solo, just to gather my armor, the stuff that I really want, and so yeah, Monster Hunter is really awesome.
Yeah, and I think you're right. Even if they say that the difficulty scales up as you have more people in it,
Yeah,
it doesn't really, because you guys work together and you find ways, to beat stuff. And yeah, definitely for sure, getting into the habit, especially with these high rank bosses now, of setting up traps and bombs and status effects and everything like that is definitely beneficial. So for me, where I was just used to hitting the monsters as much as I can, unleashing my combos and my build-ups on them as much as I can, it's not too much about that anymore.
yeah,
It's more about positioning yourself right to not get hit by anything, because shit will kill you in one hit now. And
yeah,
building up those status effects to just debilitate the monster, it's cool, man. The game is getting that much more advanced. I think recently, I was with Ryan and Anthony, and we were fighting Nergigante, and we needed to cut off his tail. And we fought it, I think, twice, and we weren't able to cut off the tail. And I swear, when I tell you this, the whole time I was attacking his tail. Nothing but his tail. I wasn't in front of him. I wasn't on his legs. Whenever I attacked him, I was attacking his tail.
his
and
tail.
and didn't get cut off, dude. So finally,
Damn.
I think on the third try, we're fighting it. And I build up my combo enough, I'm able to do my, my, what's it called? My Rurouni Kenshin, fly up in the air and then slash down. And the fucking tail just flies off. You're like, oh! Nergigante falls over. I know, man. And then I think one person started carving the tail, and Nergigante was just standing there, kind of breathing hard. I was like, dude, help me hit this thing. He can still kill us in one hit. But yeah, man, there's a lot more strategy in it than I initially thought, So
Yeah.
that's good, man. And yeah, that unicorn is the worst, with all of his paralysis and yeah, you can't, since he's an elder dragon, you can't capture him, you can't put him in traps, he's not affected by the flashbangs or anything like that.
Yeah.
So he's a little tough there. I just realized you bought the deluxe edition, right? The online deluxe.
Sir.
So you have the sumo slap?
Yes, sir.
You know that actually does damage?
What?
Dude, so
to
check this out, right? Yeah.
Stuff?
So I think I was in the communication, because I changed all my radial menus, right? So my communication one, I think up top is the samurai slap, right?
You're trying to
repair
your weapon.
Exactly. So I was trying to repair my weapon, but I was still in that slot, and I think I was in the wasteland or something, and there was one of those like deer thing in front of me when I was trying to sharpen. But instead I did the samurai thing, and I was like, or I did the sumo thing. I was like, okay, I'll just watch this, And he does the whole clap, lift his leg and all that. And then he starts doing the slaps, and I'm doing damage to the fucking deer. And I was like, wow, no way, dude. So get this. How far are you in the story right now?
I just gotta face Nergigante right now.
Oh, okay.
Or that's where I'm at least.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm actually just one mission ahead of you, where you got to search and look for other elder dragons. So there's like an elder dragon in each region that you got to look for. So you got to look for clues all over again and find where they're at. So we're fighting one of the elder dragons, and it's kind of crazy. Not to spoil the fight too much, he's like the dragon of fucking wind or something is his element, because he just makes fucking tornadoes everywhere. It's crazy. Shit. It's a crazy fight. It's the most visually stimulating fight I've ever been in. It's kind of crazy. You'll feel like you're fighting a god when you're in it. It's wild. But we're fighting him, and he gets to his last point, where he's asleep. And we're all putting our bomb barrels down. I'm like, guys, I got this. Just stand back. Everyone's like, okay. So I start doing my sumo thing. I'm like, I wonder if this is going to trigger the bombs, dude. And I do the lift, I do the clap, and I start doing the sumo slaps, and it blows up the bombs, dude. It's amazing, bro. So I'm going to do that every time we set down bombs, man. Just sumo slap it. Just showboat on the bombs.
Or we should just get like 3 of us to have the deluxe version and then down a monster trap in and just sumo slap the shit out of it.
Dude, that's what I was talking about. Is the next thing I got to do is I have to try and kill a monster with the sumo slaps, dude. That's the next goal, man.
That better not be a trophy. Kill it with like an emote.
Dude, so you know what's crazy is Team Fortress 2, the Pyro, the guy with the flamethrower. He had a taunt where he did a Hadouken and a little fireball showed up in his hand, but it didn't go anywhere. It was just in his hand. So that could hit people too. And if you got a kill with it, you got an achievement, I think.
What?
Yeah, dude. So you might not be too far off with that, man. I remember it was just the ultimate disrespect if you got killed by that Hadouken because it's so slow. You know, the guy, you press whatever your taunt button is, he puts his gun away, he winds it up, and then he shoots it. So it's like timing a Falcon Punch or something, dude. You see it coming from a mile away, and you don't want to get hit by it. Well, when you eventually do, you just feel bad for yourself. But yeah, man, so far, so I know it's only been a week, so it might be the honeymoon period, but like I said, I've almost put 60 hours into this game, and I'm finding I haven't even finished like the main campaign story yet, you know? Then I'm finding out more features every day. Did you know you can sort the armor in the forge by status effect?
Really?
Like,
I didn't know that.
So I'm trying to build fire armor or armor that builds up my fire attack and explosive attacks, right? You can sort all the armor, so all the armor that has explosives, it'll be highlighted.
What?
Yeah, dude, you can build your set like that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. And yeah, like I said, just small little features like that. How, you know, if you open up your map and you're trying to track a monster and drop a pin on it, but there's too much stuff near it and your little cursor won't lock onto the monster. On the bottom left, there's an icon of the monster. You could just lock onto it there to make it easier for you. So
how do you do that?
No, it'll be when you open your map, there's an icon of whatever monsters you're fighting or whatever monsters are in the area on the bottom if you've done enough research on them. And you could just lock onto that instead of trying to lock onto them on the actual like map where they're moving around and stuff. So yeah, man, I'm just finding out more and more little features that just make this game that much more great. You could tell that Monster Hunters have come out before this and they're just really mopping up some of the inefficient things that they had in it before. The only thing now is if they let us organize our investigations, that would be perfect, dude. Because having to go through all of them and figure out which ones are best, I mean, if we could organize it by, I don't know, our target, the type of rewards you get, maybe, you know, that would be cool. Maybe organize it by what level they are, that would be cool too. But unfortunately, there's no way to do that. I just ran into my limit of 250 investigations, so I've been deleting a bunch of them, dude, and it's a pain. So, one complaint. That'd be it for now. But the rest of the gameplay, especially after fighting that newest Elder Dragon, I think his name was, again, I have no idea what any of the monsters' names are after 60 hours. But yeah, after fighting the most recent Elder Dragon, dude, the game is just that much more epic, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, dude, question for you. You haven't touched Persona 5 in the past week?
That's what I was going to talk about.
Oh, okay. You haven't,
I think I might have to do that today. I have to finish that. I know I'm on the last dungeon. I have a feeling I'm on the last dungeon. And I just knew that Monster Hunter is going to take up all my time and I'm going to be focusing on my energy. So I was trying to finish it before the game came out. But Monster Hunter had me so sucked in, like I had to build my armors and, you know, get the swords I want. And so now I just gotta sit down and beat this because I think I've already kind of forgot how to play Persona 5.
No, dude.
I was like, how do you even run in the game? I don't remember.
Oh no, dude.
So yeah, I'm gonna finish it today, and by the time next podcast comes up, I can be able to talk about it.
Okay.
Get my full review.
Dude, I don't think you'll be able to finish it today, man. JRPG endings are like 5 hours long, right?
Probably, yeah, dude. The last dungeon is always the longest. So
Yeah.
hopefully, I went through like I think a 30-minute cutscene, or at
Oh
least
my god, dude.
just on autopilot, just watching a bunch of stuff go down, and I was like, "Fuck, man, I gotta finish this because I chose my waifu, and now I just gotta finish the game."
That's so funny, dude. That's so funny how you're like, yeah, just watching this 30-minute cutscene. Meanwhile, we're complaining about these like 2-minute cutscenes in Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah,
because we have to
Dude,
watch them in order to play with anybody.
Yeah, do you like that girl, the hunt? I forgot what she is. The one that always helps you.
Assistant chick. What is she supposed to be? I forgot. I don't know. She's cool.
Tracker. To me, I just find her a little bit annoying because like the time when I was having trouble with that monster that rolls around with bombs and keeps dropping bombs. Basically, I was gonna kill him. I always got him to the phase where he's gonna go to sleep. But the thing is, there's always stupid monsters that like come out of nowhere and they won't mind their damn business, like Beelzebub and that lizard thing and all the Azure Dragon. Like one time, like 3 of them just came out of nowhere and just started attacking. I was like getting irritated. But the thing that irritated me the most was like when you die, and then you wake up, and then you have to eat again, and then she sticks her head in the little oven. I just get annoyed for some reason. I just get so annoyed.
Dude, that's so petty.
And funny. I know I'm like petty. I know like because you can skip it, but you still gotta watch.
You have that like that 2 seconds where you have to see her face.
2 seconds. I get so annoyed. Like, dude, I can't believe I was irritated at the dragon, but I was just annoyed by when she stuck her head in the oven. I was like, man, it's like you're rubbing salt in my face that
smiling.
I died. Yeah, and you're smiling, and she's like, "Gambate." I'm like, no.
Dude, speaking of, whenever I eat in that game, I get so hungry, dude.
Oh yeah, because they make food like he's like eating like he's starving.
I know, man. I think I actually watched the cutscene because I always eat when I go into the quests. But I think I started to get into the habit of eating at the canteen, in Astera before I go out on the quest. And so just watching the cat cut that steak, dude, and fucking, oh my god, and get that rice, and I was like, oh my god, I need to eat this right now, dude. So I only got Chinese food last night. But yeah, man, it's almost like
that scene.
It's almost like Food Wars, dude. You watch it and you're just like, shit. Nope, I can't settle for a burger. I gotta get
the full plate.
Yeah, dude, I gotta get steak. I gotta get kebabs. I gotta get chicken and seafood too, all together, man. Fuck it. But yeah, Monster Hunter is great. And no, I'm like you, man. Remember, I started Kingdom Hearts. I started Life is Strange and shit before Monster Hunter World came out. I'm never gonna touch those games.
None of them.
I'm never gonna touch those games ever again, dude.
Oh shit.
So R.I.P. man. R.I.P. to the backlog. It's just gonna get worse. Oh man. But yeah, so this week we'll be talking about Xbox Games Pass. And you might be asking yourself, why the hell are you guys gonna talk about Xbox, dude? We don't even own Xboxes, right? Unless you bought one recently, dude. Do you own one?
No, Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4.
Yeah, same here, man. But no, we'll be talking about a new service where you can play Xbox games and maybe not even own an Xbox. I don't know if it's been confirmed yet, but essentially Xbox Games Pass is kind of like PlayStation Now, kind of like Origin Access, what EA has on the computer, where you pay $10 a month and you get access to, I think it's 100 different Xbox games, or games that you can play on your Xbox. And instead of streaming it like PlayStation Now, you actually download it to your system and you can play it that way. And as long as you are paying $10 a month for it, you get access to that game. Now, where it's crazy is, especially at last E3, Microsoft has been pushing a lot that a lot of these Xbox exclusive games, you can play them on Windows 10 as well. And as annoying as games for Windows might be, I'd put up with it to play, I don't know, the next Halo, the next Gears, the next Dead Rising. Shit, I'd play Sea of Thieves on my PC.
Hell yeah.
You know, and deal with the games for Windows. I don't know if they're going to change it to Microsoft Gaming or Xbox Live for Windows or something like that, but I'd be willing to put up with that, man. So what are your thoughts, man? What do you think about the new system they're coming out with?
I think it sounds like a little bit like PlayStation Plus, where we get those free games and you only can play when you're subscribed. But the thing is that it sounds like their library is a bit more. You know, I don't know if it's like major games or it's just indie games that are you're able to play.
The thing is, especially with the Xbox exclusives like Sea of Thieves, like whatever next Halo is going to come out, those will be available on the Game Pass, dude.
Wow. Okay, yeah. So it sounds like a little bit of like GameFly but mixed in with PlayStation Plus. So I think honestly, I think that's a really good deal. You know, like because like you know with PlayStation Plus, it's similar. We have the online services, the free games every month, and all that. But like with Xbox, it's a little bit you can choose what you want to download and play it like if it releases too. So I think that's their way of competing. I don't know, with at least Nintendo and PlayStation Plus in this regards to that.
Yeah, and you know, especially with the way that people consume video games now, you know, they just kind of play it. Especially with story games, they play it and then they're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With online multiplayer games, you pay for a service anyways. Oh, and that's the thing. This is separate from Xbox Live Gold or whatever it is. So you'd have to pay 2 separate subscriptions, I think.
Oh, okay. Maybe let me rethink that, because if it's like $10 a month for that services, and then so I guess it's just like PlayStation now, just not the streaming.
Yeah,
part
you download
of
it instead. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So, and I think it's super smart. Like I said, with the way people consume games now, you know, they don't need to own it. They could just borrow it for a little bit and play it, and then, you know, oh, a game's coming out this month on Xbox, I'll pay $10 and play it. I won't subscribe next month. Oh, another game's coming out in 2 months, I'll pay my $10 then to play, you know? So I think it's kind of smart, and I think nowadays with everybody pushing more for subscription-based services rather than one-time pay and you're done services, business-wise, it's super smart too, right? Because those numbers look a lot more impressive than, oh, we sold 1 million copies of Grand Theft Auto 5, right? Xbox can be like, oh, we have 1 million people subscribed to Xbox Game Pass that come back every month to play our games. You know what I mean? That sounds a little bit more impressive than just selling one more game or one console, right?
Yeah, and I think too, like maybe if they just want to try out the game, then they can, and if they really love it, then they can actually buy the full game after they beat it or not. But $10 a month sounds like a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
you know? It's just like, because I think GameFly is what, $30 a month or something like that. And I have a feeling that maybe if it gets way too popular for Xbox, then it might increase in price because of the amount of people, or they might take advantage of that. But that's a good deal. You know, like I would play like, I don't know, 10 games in a month for $10 a month type of thing. Unless they're like limited, like, oh, you only can download 1 game at a time, then, you know, I start to question a little bit about that.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see, you know, the little stipulations they have with what you can play. Just want to see on the games list so far, at least the ones that they're, you know, pimping out super hard. Halo Wars is on there. BioShock 3 Infinite is on there. Mad Max, of course, Gears. They're saying Sea of Thieves is going to be available on the day of release. State of Decay 2, which holy shit, I totally forgot about State of Decay 2, will be out on release. You can get the Fable series. Resident Evil 6 is going to be on there. Yeah, they got a lot of good games on there. I was thinking maybe, like you said, it is just going to be indie games and stuff like that. And they do. They have Guacamelee. They have some little 2D racing games on there, I'm sure. But the fact that they have these big titles on there too, they're not playing around, man. You know, this isn't just some little thing they're putting out there. I think this is huge. I think they're putting a lot behind this. Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully, you know, there's still a lot of people that are adamant with just having their own copy, digital or physical. You know, like they like that the collectors blood in them, but then, you know, people like the convenience these days. You know, like how we all just converted from buying Blu-rays and DVDs. Now we're all just streaming things. You know, I used to be collector and a lot of anime and all that, but now I'm just streaming it all on, you know, different web. No, I'm not doing that, but I'm streaming it legally through Netflix and Hulu, and watching all of this, you know, because it's just so convenient and you can like take it anywhere. So if they're gonna have it on the PC as well, then holy crap, you know, I think that's a good decision for Xbox at least.
Yeah, and I don't think it'll be with every game, but I think it'll be for those newer ones that are coming out, that are like Windows 10 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My other thing too is thinking, man, I wonder what this is gonna do for the gaming industry, right? Someone's losing money on this, right? Where we're supposed to pay $60 for this game, but instead we're paying $10 to play it for a month. I wonder.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's retail that's actually losing, because you know they sell these copies and all that, but then if they switch over to just subscribing and streaming, then you know, like they lose their value.
That's for sure. Yeah. Dang, dude. Can you imagine? What if one day, just stores shut down everywhere? That would be
yeah,
crazy.
it's happening.
I mean, yeah, they are, but what would we do? Would we just tear down all the malls and build up apartment complexes there?
I think so. Like they're I was seeing like a lot of malls getting torn down, or the decisions getting rejected because people are going from brick and mortar stores to online. I heard like recently you can actually order somebody to cut your hair inside your home. So if everything is going online, digital streaming, then we're never gonna leave our home, you know.
That's so crazy, man. Where are all the high schoolers and junior high people gonna hang out when malls close? When malls close,
digital mall.
Dang, that'd be the day we could say, dude, shopping malls were so 90s, man.
Holy shit, dude.
Because wasn't that the shit when you could go? I think we were talking about this in an episode where, you know, you could go to Plaza Bonita, you know, people would go around and shop or do what they wanted to. You can go to Tilt, play a video game, watch a movie or something like that, you know? Like the mall just had everything, you know? Now the internet has everything, so you don't got to go to the mall no more.
Exactly.
I feel like the only people that go to the mall are the ones that work there. Yeah, dude. I feel like there's not going to be any more stores. Just one Walmart per city. And a Costco. A Walmart and a Costco per city. And that'd be it, dude. But yeah, I wonder where they make up the difference in that. I'm just specifically speaking for the game developers, right? I'm wondering if they have contracts with Microsoft, where Microsoft pays off the difference, you know what I mean? For, oh, hey, if you put this game on our console, people can play it for $10 a month, but here you go. We'll, you know, pay it off on the back end for you.
Yeah, I think it's like that, and they probably won't strayed away from your typical model of having solid sales. Like if we sell 300,000 copies for Microsoft,
versus probably downloads, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So we need to start counting the downloads, how many times people are playing, and we can just get a percentage of how many people are subscribed to that specific game,
Yeah,
and they went off of a completely different model versus like, oh yeah, we got to sell 400,000 copies,
copies.
300,000 copies, and we get a percentage back to the developers.
Yeah.
So maybe they're still making money that way, and it might
Oh,
be successful.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because that's happening a lot with the music industry as well, right? You hear
yeah,
about all these people nowadays coming out with music and the records are going platinum like super quick. And you figure, what the hell? They haven't even come out with a CD yet. How are they going platinum? Well, streaming services numbers are counting into that now. YouTube plays are
exactly.
counting into that now too.
Yeah,
Um, so that's interesting. I wonder if that's maybe will be a preset thing now. If you're coming out with a game, if Microsoft is coming out with a game that's going to be on this service, if oh man, we have I don't know, let's say just for round numbers sake, 5 million people that subscribe to this. So on day one, we're guaranteed that 5 million people have our game. That's kind of
yeah.
crazy, right? They go sing however you say five quadruple plus one platinum in one day, the day of release. So that'd be interesting to see how the stats go moving forward and whether they need to change their rate of measurement for sales or anything like that now. But yeah, it's crazy. The internet is fucking changing everything, dude.
It
It's weird.
is, like I was watching, like Amazon is starting to have the grocery stores
Mm-hmm.
where
Mm-hmm.
you just go through the check
There's
out
there's
everything.
no checkout counter people or anything. Yeah.
Exactly. They just put
Yeah.
it in that little box thing and it goes down,
Yeah.
counts the item and bags it for you, brings it back up. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, man. So it's wild, man. And yeah, there are some good games on here. So it's crazy that this is happening, man. I don't know. I'm finding a lot of reasons to buy an Xbox nowadays, man. The fact that it's backwards compatible, and the games are looking decent on there. I am not too mad at Xbox right now, dude. Holy shit. Well, yeah, man. Um, it'll be interesting to see how Nintendo and Sony respond to this, if they do so. I feel like if this gets super I'm hoping actually that it succeeds. So that something like this comes out for Nintendo where you could play, I don't know, you pay $10 a month, you have the whole Super Nintendo library available to you. You could play it on your Switch too, you know, or
Yeah.
something similar for PlayStation. They just drop now and make it so you can download the games. So I'm hoping for the
Yeah.
success of this. It seems super innovative and groundbreaking, and yeah, man, might be the one time Xbox does something right, dude.
The
Oh,
comeback.
one
Yeah.
time in a long time. Yeah, this might be Microsoft's comeback for sure. I mean, it started when they said, "Oh, hey, you buy a game on Xbox, you can play it on your PC too." And now that we all have PCs, holy shit, dude, sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Well, I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on this. Don't be surprised if one day I just pull up with an Xbox, though.
Xbox on.
I know. Xbox turn on, or you hear me in the background like Xbox turn off, dude. I'm recording my podcast. Oh, by the way, what's going on with Alexa's getting a new voice? Are they just changing the voice actor to that, or what's
I
going on?
have
You seen those
no
commercials,
idea
though?
what the commercial was about, but yeah, it was
Yeah,
like basically where she was like getting all the different voices from the different actors, or
actors.
like they're
Yeah.
reading. Yeah.
Oh
But
shit. Now that I'm thinking about,
I that's
probably gonna
pretty
be a
interesting.
big reveal at the Super Bowl for it because February
Shoot.
4th. Yeah, a bunch of people will be watching, so
I'm
that'll
gonna
be
have
interesting.
Gordon Ramsay as mine.
What
I'm
kind of
like,
sandwich are you? An idiot
yeah.
sandwich.
Oh shit, that would be
Oh man.
hilarious.
So now we're at the point of the podcast where we usually give out a game recommendation, but we're running out of recommendations, man. Once a week, there's only so many video games out there that we've played. So this week we'll be talking about our favorite weapon that we've used in a video game. So what do you got for us this week, man?
I got a lot, but I think I'll cut it short. So basically, I'm loving the Charge Blade from Monster Hunter.
Okay.
I love
Okay.
Sword and Shield. Mario's hat is a dangerous weapon. Loving that.
So you can just possess people and enemies, man.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you have the power to manipulate the world with that hat. Catherine's pillow. That the main dude where he has
What?
a pillow to knock off the sheep. And then the book from this is a guy at 3. It's a fucking dangerous book. Basically, it's a demon lord that got sealed into a book,
Mhm.
and it's like extremely powerful. He blows up everything, and then he like does this little laugh once everything is blown up. But my main promise weapon that I like really loved, and I actually kind of looked into it, is the Winchester rifle from Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I was like, oh man, I was looking to see how much they were, if they even really shoot straight, and apparently that was the weapon in the West, and it actually is really accurate, you know, like it goes really long distances. It's like a pump action gun, and it shoots really well. So I was like, maybe one day I'm gonna own a Winchester rifle. I already have a cowboy hat.
Man, you know, hearing that Winchester rifle, it makes me miss how the History Channel used to be, where they used to show Guns of the West, you know, and all those shows. They don't really show those anymore, huh?
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, you had a lot of honorable mentions. I think I kind of have the same. One honorable mention for me is the Whirligig Saw from Bloodborne. Had to have one from Bloodborne in there. Just the fact that it looks like a ginormous pizza cutter.
Yeah.
And when you turn it into its, you know, trick weapon status, you could just kind of hang out and mow the lawn. Just use it as a giant weed whacker and just walk into the enemy, and it just continuous
And it
damage,
like
dude.
stuns them. And
Yeah,
like,
man. So
Oh.
Whirligig Saw, honorable mention. Out of Destiny, it's not gonna be the Gjallarhorn. It's actually gonna be.
Oh.
And you know what sucks about that? Like, although it's one of my favorite weapons, whatever weapon I pick in Destiny,
Uh-huh.
and I think it's like this for a lot of those multiplayer games, is it was only good, it was only my favorite for so long, you know, until they nerfed it, right? And so my favorite weapon from there is the Suros Regime, man.
Oh.
I remember auto rifles.
Dominant days.
Yeah, auto rifles when they first came out, they were king. I was using an auto rifle with like a 60 bullet clip at the time. And
Yeah.
after reading articles, because it went on sale, I think the first or second week that Destiny was out, and you could buy it for strange coins. And this was back in the day where there was no good way of farming strange coins, you know. And
Yeah.
I think it cost 26 or something like that, and I only had 18.
Oh no.
So I had to find a way within the weekend to get those coins for it. And I legitimately deleted a character and remade it so I could run. I think it was a Nightfall, gave you 9 or 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I legitimately deleted a character, played through the whole game again, got it to a point where I could play a Nightfall, and did the Nightfall. And this is when Nightfalls were taking like 2 hours to do, dude.
Yeah.
Did a Nightfall, got the coins, and bought it finally. And yeah, that gun when it first came out was super dominant because
Dude, yeah, it was dominating in PvP and PvE.
it was like
I
a
remember.
laser, dude. It was steady, it was straight, and if you didn't upgrade it all the way, it had a fast rate of fire. Oh my god, dude. I remember
Yeah.
I had like a 70 kill game one time with that gun, dude. It was insane,
yeah.
dude. It was insane. So that one's definitely a shout out for me. But I think my favorite gun out of all these games, or my favorite weapon out of all these games I've played, and it might change because I haven't really gotten into Monster Hunter. I've only used Longsword. Definitely want to try out more stuff in there. But I don't even know what it's called. The hentai gun from Starbound, dude. You remember that shit? Dude, that is the most ridiculous weapon I've ever used in any video game, man.
The tentacle one?
Yeah, dude. Where it's like I'll aim it. It's this weird alien type gun where you aim it, and then when you press left click to fire it, a bunch of tentacles pop out. And the longer you hold the left click, more tentacles come out and start poking whatever you're attacking. Now the thing is if you just click and let go, the tentacles don't just come out and go back into the gun. They go out and they like hang around a little bit and just like wrap and shit. It's fucking crazy,
wow.
dude. And there's a special fire mode if you right click with this gun, and it's just an explosion of tentacles everywhere, dude. Just damaging everything, bro.
I gotta check out that gun. I only saw it temporarily.
It's so ridiculous, man. I don't even know where they came up with the idea to make it, but it's so wild to me, bro. And the fact that it was strong, it was super strong, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had to use it for a little bit. Because for a long time too, I was using an eyeball. Remember that eyeball with the purple laser? Yeah, I was using that, but now I just use my hentai gun. And it's called a hentai gun because of the tentacles. Oh man, I like to hear what everybody else's favorite weapons are too, because there's billions of weapons and billions of video games, right? This is something we're finding out now, because next week what we're going to talk about is games where you don't kill anybody. And when I first introduced this to Rick, he kind of racked his head a little bit and said, "Yeah, what games don't you kill anybody?" And the only one I could think of at this time was Tetris. But there's got to be other ones out there where you don't kill anybody, right? That aren't puzzle games that have people in it. So we'll wrap our heads around that and find out which ones those are next week. But until then, Rick, some words of wisdom?
But I've been stealing time, thinking if I try, everything would turn out right.
The best song in the world. We'll see you guys next